Right, let's see what's going on. Look at this mess.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Excellent. Okay.
So what's happening?
Martin's had a look at that video. He's pretty happy with the water flow after half
Yeah.
an hour. So we've just flushed it for 15-20 minutes to get as much sediment as we can out.
Okay.
And then in the morning, we'll pull these rods here, so 60 metres of them out of the ground, and we'll lower the plastic well liner.
Okay.
The wall of your well down the hole. From there, we can pretty much put the mast down, and that'll be the majority of the civils work.
Smashing. Well, that sounds about right, doesn't it?
It does.
You're happy?
Oh, aye. Yeah, happier now that happier after that second blow. That first one was a bit underwhelming, really.
Yeah.
For us.
Did the other one go right up?
The other one was a lot better. Yeah, it held there's a little metal table that will rise with the water.
Yeah.
And it held it up there for about 15 seconds, which is about what we expect.
Is that what you expect?
Yeah, because the water pressure itself keeps that held up.
Beautiful.
So pretty good. I may flush it in the morning.
Okay.
But the only concern will be it will be very full of water in the morning. What I'll do is I'll take a measurement of where the water level is. That'll give us an idea of overnight how much of a water column your well will produce.
Yeah.
It should be about 50 metres, I'd expect, which is about 500-600 litres. We drill a 6-inch hole here, so it ends up slightly over 10 litres per metre.
So that's what you've got to play with.
That's what you've got to play with.
With the
as
pump.
You recharge every morning.
Yeah.
What we typically recommend is if you can get a tank of any kind, get a tank, and then that way you don't draw it all down in the morning. It just trickles in and fills overnight and regulates it all a bit.
Right.
But all of that can come with time. The next thing will be getting that well liner in.
Super.
Be the next step.
So we'll see you tomorrow then.
You'll see us tomorrow morning, bright and early. And
So do you think we'll get a cap on it tomorrow?
That's the goal, yeah. Considering the kitten, that'll be the goal. We'll get all that in. And then the priority will be getting the mast down, and then we can cap it off just to cover it. Tomorrow it will just be a makeshift cap because we'll have to install a manhole cover.
The proper one, yeah.
We can do the proper one.
Job's a good one. Well done.
Good stuff.
It's all going on, isn't it?
Oh, aye, yeah.
But does this stuff sort of all the
vast majority of this
does it go to dust and just sort of
it'll wash away
dissipates?
with the rain? Yeah. You'll see that it's ever so fine rock.
Yeah.
And that's essentially what we've crushed up down the ground. It's the same rock you've got here, the purple shale that you can see all over your land.
Yeah.
It's the same. It's predominantly what rock it is.
Smashing.
That'll wash over the next few weeks, months. The large amount there you'll find probably just wants spreading. Shale's not particularly good for much. You can use it to fill a pothole, but you don't particularly have a lot of potholes, do you?
We do on the road.
Oh, do you?
On the track.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's good.
Excellent.
Hello and good evening, my friends. Drilling a borehole, part 3. Well, you saw what part 3 consisted of earlier on. I'm smoking my GBW, is it? Is that what they call this pipe? I don't know. It's a good pipe though. And in it I've got some of that Pessy Canoe Pearl, or whatever it's called. Won't be getting that again. It's an indifferent smoke. And talking of smokes, I want to say a big thank you to Matt from Oakham, who sent me a couple of tins of tobacco, which is extraordinarily kind. I know that part of the world because I was on the triple TE. We used to call it Thomas the Tank Engine, but actually what did it stand for? The Tri-National Tornado Training Establishment or something or other. RAF Cottesmore. Good hunt in Cottesmore, very historic. Anyway, spent some happy times down there. There's nothing going on very much. I remember as a young man, I was in my 20s, I think, and never seemed to be much going on in Oakham. I could never find a discotheque to attend. And if you wanted to go to that, I think it was called Shanghai Sam's or Singapore, well, I don't know, Sue's or something, over in Peterborough, which was too much of a hike, you know. Where I'd go with the pilots. I think we went once. Just get this thing fired up. Not much left. I should have refilled really, shouldn't I? I was smoking in the caravan before I came up. There's only a tiny bit at the bottom now left. I'm drinking a drop of white burgundy in my Tudor flagon. I can't even remember when the last time, where we got to, and what's happened since. Well, you'll have seen from the footage that we've struck water. They struck water fairly early on, but they've gone down to 60 metres. The first spurt of water convinced them, or didn't convince them, that we went deep enough. And they sent a video of it to their boss. And I think the boss said, we'll leave it a bit longer. And the second spurt was enough to satisfy the guys on the rig that there was enough water coming up the well. Bearing in mind this is July and we're in a drought. So that water can only improve in a sense. Or quantity of water. And he explained to me, if you just keep going down and down and down, you run into the problems of salt, where you might have to then have a process of reverse osmosis to use the water. And you might hit sulphur and all sorts of other weird and wonderful chemicals the further you go down into rock and stuff. So at the moment it would appear that that part of the process, my friends, has been sealed, signed and sealed. Tomorrow they'll come with their nice blue pipes and shove those down. And they'll do a temporary cap, after which I'll have to liaise with another part of the company that will come down and cement everything in and put a proper manhole on it, and the entrance for the electricity, which will feed the pump. And there'll be another exit for the water to come out of the manhole cover. And then they've got to dig a trench to the house. So it's not over yet, my friends. But of course, because of Lord Montague, I'm up every morning very early, so I don't have to sort of set my clock because workmen are going to be on site early. I'm up. I'm up, and I've prayed and I've meditated, my friends. So I'm pleased with their progress. They're very delightful young men as well. Very polite, very educated and informed. Had a builder out today, and got another one coming soon. They might come in the middle of this video. So got on with that. I'm probably going to go and get a chartered surveyor just to give his advice and get it all down in writing on what's required for the underpinning of the house. And once I've got that, I can go with that in my hand and employ a separate company to do the underpinning. Most general builders don't seem to want to touch underpinning. It requires extra insurance. But the chap I've got coming out in the next hour or so, he sounds like he knows what he's doing. So I can tell you more about that possibly tomorrow whenever I make the next video. So it's all really happening. It's been quite busy. And of course, because of there being a hole in the ground and it's not covered, I've had to sort of put, you'll have seen it in the last video, I've had to put Montague on a sort of a lead connected to a harness and walk the blessed thing like a dog, which has been fun. And I have to say, he's been quite well behaved with it on. I mean, obviously, being a cat, he doesn't quite like it. But I thought, well, if you get him used to it now, I can take him for walks. Country walks in the future. So it's been more of a challenge for Monty than it has me, in the sense that he's screaming to get outside and, to wander off like he does. I'm so petrified of that hole. I mean, we've tried to block it up, but you know what cats are like. So we might only have another day of that, of keeping Monty in and taking him for walks. I mean, we try to supervise him off the lead, but then he just makes a dart for the well because there's machines that he hasn't tried to kill yet, because they want to kill everything, don't they? And wrestle with everything. So he makes a beeline for the well. This puts the fear of God into me, which is not entirely a bad thing, to have the fear of God put into one. I mean, the Bible does say, does it not, that the beginning of all wisdom, the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. And I'm a bit thick. Not bad. It's not bad, this, really. It seems to be better in the last third of the bowl. Oddly. Anyway, Matt sent some wonderful tobacco, which I'm enormously grateful for, which consisted of a tin of early morning pipe. On some months ago, I said I'd never smoked it, and a lot of people said, "Well, you ought to." And he sent a tin of that, and he sent a tin of one of my favourites, all-time favourites, which is Peterson Deluxe. Now, he said he couldn't get on with it. But I only ever have it usually with a coffee in the morning. It seems to work with coffee. And I do like that Peterson's Deluxe with a coffee in the morning. I know that Richard Vobes likes Peterson Deluxe. Has a tin on his shelf. So that was unexpected. I've tried the early morning pipe, and yes, it's entirely tolerable as a middle of the road English blend. It's entirely an English blend, and it's not like Peterson's Nightcap, which knocks the socks off you. So it's a good all day, even though it's early morning pipe. I mean, I will smoke it during the day, and it's pleasant, very pleasant. I'm not reserving judgment, but I want to smoke a few more bowls of it before I pass judgment about whether I'll buy it at all. But it could very well find its way onto my rotation. On the camera front, I've taken photos, but I haven't got a shoulder strap thing for it, which I've ordered. And having dropped it in the caravan that time, I don't want to make that mistake again, so I'm a bit wary of taking it out and about. And I ordered this blessed, and it's a Leica strap that I've ordered. But they've sent it through Every. Every are a disaster. It was supposed to have come on Friday, out for delivery. Sorry we missed you. How can you miss us? It's a bloody great, I mean, it's a dystopian landscape here at the moment with unbounded activity. They couldn't have missed us, but they never deliver on the day they say they're going to deliver. They always say, "Oh, sorry, we missed you. We'll deliver on Monday." Monday comes today. Got another message. "Oh, sorry, we missed you." They didn't miss me. They made no attempt to come out. They didn't come out Friday, and they didn't come out today. Absolutely useless. So my poor Leica remains strapless, a little bit like a lady's dress. Not pleased with that, but he'll arrive. And then I've been buying bits of photographic kit to develop my pictures. And so far, the fixer and the stopper have arrived, but my film developer and my wetting agent were supposed again to arrive on Friday. Email, "We've delivered it." No, you haven't. Nothing there. Went yet on Saturday. Nothing there. Went today. Nothing there. I thought, oh, here we go again. And So I chased it up with the seller. Fortunately, those two items, all of them were from the same seller, including the Patterson jars, which is what you pour your chemicals into when you're developing film. It turned out, because every time I went onto the tracking which said delivered, it wouldn't let me access it, because it says to verify, the delivery, proof of delivery, you put your postcode in. So I put my postcode in. I said, nothing like that on our records. It turns out he put the wrong postcode in. So heaven alone knows where on earth my stopping agent and my wetting agent have got to. So I've asked for a refund, and he said he would do. I'm not in a position to develop it anyway, just yet, because I haven't shot the whole roll. I'm about a third of the way through at the moment. And also the other thing that came was all the developing apparatus, as it were, which I can explain on another occasion, which means I don't need a dark room, essentially. Some people develop by putting their hands in a black bag and fiddling around. I didn't like the sound of that. And so I've got a contraption where you drop your film into a canister that goes into another canister, and you unravel it onto the reel, and it's all done in the dark in an enclosed sort of canister. I've never used one before. It's going to be great fun trying it, isn't it? As a first-time film developer. So we'll see how that goes. I've also ordered a Summicron 50mm lens, which is the pinnacle of German engineering. It's an old original one, dual range it's called, which is supposed to be the pinnacle of optics for the Leica M3. That will be coming, and it will replace the Voigtlander, which is on it at the moment, which I'll probably flog on. We'll see. And so I managed to get that at a very advantageous price, because they can cost more than the actual M3 camera. Got that at a third of what I paid for the camera, so I did extraordinarily well. And that comes with a lens that you can put on it if you want to shoot in not entirely macro, but you want to get close up. So that will be coming, God willing, this week, along with a UV filter, which is tinted, I think green, this one. I'm not quite sure what the colour was. I think it's green, which is very good for verdure, for vegetation and trees and nature. So the UV filter will come, which is good, because that will protect the lens itself, the glass works, as it were. And I've also ordered an original Leica hood, lens hood, which will prevent glare. And again, it's an early brass one. So by then, hopefully by the end of the week, I'll have my original Leica case, my original Leica strap, original Leica lens, original Leica UV filter, and original Leica hood. Have the whole package, which is what I wanted to get to eventually. It's just come a little bit sooner than later, for those of you who watch the channel thinking it's going to be about cameras. But of course, as you know, the channel isn't about anything at all, really, in particular. Well, it's about bits and bats, isn't it, really? I remember the good old days, do you, where you used to shoot film and send it off to Boots or whoever, or drop it into Boots. They had that sort of 2-hour service, and you had to pay a bit more, didn't you? And then you waited with bated breath to see how bad your photos were. And they were never perfect. There were some you just threw straight in the bin. And some were blurred, and do you remember? And they weren't always great, were they? And you were lucky if you were left with a handful of real keepers. So we'll see. And I'm hoping to circumnavigate self-development, as it were, so I don't need to bother with all of that. But it was great fun in the old days, wasn't it? And I'm shooting mainly in monochrome, black and white. So it keeps me out of mischief, doesn't it, principally? Not that there's much mischief around here to get up to. I hope you're all well. Will I get another draw out of this pipe? to get me to the end of the video. Yes, so I thought I'd do it. I wasn't going to do a video today, but I thought, well, I'll keep you up to date. And tomorrow, we'll get the big spurt of water again and film that so you can enjoy it with me. It'll be a veritable ejaculatory experience and one to look forward to, viewers. And you should see the cap go on tomorrow, at least the temporary cap, and some of the blue tubes going down. But every day there's something going on. But it's all in the right direction, isn't it? Slowly, slowly, catchy monkey. Said Mass yesterday in here. With the 6th Sunday of Pentecost. In Latin, of course. Which always takes a lot longer, not because I'm bad at Latin. It's just a longer service. Has anything else arrived? I don't know. I've been tending to my tobacco plants and slowly getting them all out into the land, into the ground. Sainsbury's came, today they came. So I've got food tonight, that's something. They're very good. They always come down the track with it. Incredible. Tesco's never do. The man just stands there and watches you struggle. As an old-age pensioner. Because I'm an old-age pensioner now, don't you know? And I enjoy telling them. I said, are you going to watch me walk down the track with all these heavy baskets? Me, an old-age pensioner? Do you like me smoking, Cap? You'll have seen it on the last video. I've got it at a slightly jaunty angle. Which I think is quite attractive. I'm not quite sure what I'll attract. Fellow nutters, probably. So everything's pushing forward on the Leica front, and the film front, and the water front. There was a film, wasn't there, with, who was he? Called On the Waterfront. What was he called? Can't remember now. That was black and white, monochrome, On the Waterfront. I think there was a priest in that too. Might have to watch it. I tell you what I have been watching. I had to buy them though. Pillars of the Earth. And they're all about cathedrals and building cathedrals. Fabulous. Medieval drama. Good actors in it. That was a good romp, that was. Enjoyed it. And the other thing I'm watching on the History Channel is, it's called Alone. Where they drop people in the middle of bloody nowhere and they have to get on with it. And it's last man standing to win the show. And they're fishing and they're hunting like I do with my bows. Shooting grouse mainly, it would appear. And they're fishing for loch trout and what have you. And basically starving to death most of the time, it would appear. But it's not that seems to cripple them and force them to leave the island. They get all mopey and start missing their mums. And it shows you, you know, the psychological pressure of what it's like to live alone. And some people think, oh, I could do that. And it was the same in the Gulf War. I used to hear the endless bleating of private soldiers saying, I'm going to be nicer to my wife from now on. And so you should have thought about that when you married her. And they all get very maudlin and nostalgic. So it's quite natural. But that seems to be the thing that was driving everybody off where they, you know, in this survival situation. Not the lack of food. They just became emotional basket cases after a few weeks. And, you know, being quiet and being on your own can do that to a person. It takes a certain amount of mental resilience to be a loner and to live alone. And even I'm not always alone. I've got the wonderful Lisa, who comes up regularly. We're always hard at it, us two. Building this, building that. Oh, I'll put some more footage of, well, you'll have seen it by now, or I could put it on the end, we had a downpour yesterday. And started to fill the ICB up. Quite extraordinary amount of water went in there with our Heath Robinson affair. So it's all doable, isn't it, really, when you put your mind to it. Anyway, my friends, I think I'll leave it there and get this thing edited and get it up. And I hope you're all well. Lovely to hear from you all. I get back to most of you now, I think, in the comments. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Now I'm an old age pensioner. I need to start talking like that, don't I? Welcome to a Parson's Progress. But no, I'm in good health. I hope you are. I hope the Lord is blessing you wherever you are. I hope you're saying your prayers and meditating in your own way. My wee parish of miscreants, misshapen, mavericks and misunderstood. We're an odd lot, aren't we, on this channel? Well, I've no unboxings to show you. I think I mentioned my tobacco haul on the last video. I've got enough tobacco now to last me for a bit. But if any gets sent this way, I'll smoke it and review it. You can never have enough of a good thing, can you? And with that lovely thought, I'm going to leave you, my friends. This is Father John signing out again. See you maybe tomorrow with more news. Or soon, anyway, at least. Probably tomorrow. It often depends on my energy levels. And, yes, we'll keep you briefed. So, I'll see you tomorrow. All things being equal, God go with you. May He bless you, shine upon you, and keep you in a good place, both internally and externally. Cheerio.